everyone, and welcome back to M&J Read. Today I'm going to be discussing the importance of language within the first 3 years of life. The reason that I'm talking about language specifically is because it has a lot to do with reading and comprehension and overall understanding of many words, inflections, and sounds within reading. Let's talk about the brain. I'm going to show you a visual of two different types of brains. One is of a child who is a 3-year-old with a neurotypical brain, and one is of a child who is also 3 years old, but they have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. So here is the visual of a brain of a typical 3-year-old on this side, and the brain of an atypical 3-year-old who has autism spectrum disorder. Notice the orange-red areas that are in this brain and how they're firing while they're being read to. Now look at this brain. This brain is clearly not firing at the same amount or the same level as the typical 3-year-old. However, there is still some action going on. So now you might ask yourself, well, how do I engage or read to a child who has autism if their brain isn't really responding the same way a normal or a typical brain should? Well, first, you want to make sure that your child has a proper evaluation if you truly think they're showing signs of autism. A few of those red flags could be lack of eye contact, hand flapping, head rolling, perseverating, close movements to the eyes, such as this, but closer to the eyes, which could be called stimming, and also just overall inability to have a good social rapport with peers or like-age peers. Now, the reason that I mention an evaluation is just so you guys know that there are a lot of resources that can help your child between the ages of birth to 3 before they go into a school. Early intervention has been proven to show a great amount of growth for a child as well as the family. I've personally worked in early intervention for the past 2.5 years and have shown tremendous success with children who receive these services. However, let's go back to the brain for a second. So our brain is made up of quite a lot of different gears and gadgets. However, I'm just going to talk about neurons and synapses. Neurons are known as nerve cells, and each time they are reinforced, they shoot and they actually form a synapse. Synapse can basically just be thought of that connection being reinforced by a chain link. Once you're reading to a child, and you continue to read to a child, especially of the same book or same text or even the same tone and inflection of your voice, they're actually going to be able to recall, recognize, and actually form these synapses even stronger than before. If you don't continue and if you're not very consistent, these synapses can actually become deleted. The reason that they delete is because they're not being reinforced over a long period of time, so the brain automatically assumes that that information is not important anymore. This is why we say that it's quite important and essential for you to read to your child each and every day. And that is only because we want your child to be able to become reinforced and their brains to become even stronger and healthier than they already are. Did you know that newborns can actually discriminate sounds and expression? And they can also recognize the sounds of books that were read to them in the womb? A child's brain is insanely magnificent, and we want to make sure that we expose these beautiful brains to the most amount of knowledge possible. When we expose our kids to all of this knowledge, we're able to not only reinforce the synapses like I had mentioned, but this continues to grow way beyond the 3rd year. By the 3rd year, a child has developed about 80% of the brain matter that they will be using for the rest of their adult lives. Isn't that insane? So the reason that I'm sharing all of this information is really for you guys to get some background knowledge, but also give yourself some strength to really understand the possibilities that are endless when we come to reading and language and expression and volume and sound and inflection and so many millions of other gorgeous and beautiful things in life. Now, I know that I sound very cheesy and corny, but I'm quite passionate about this, and this is one of the main things that makes me so happy to be in the career that I am in. If you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer them. You can go ahead and message us through our YouTube channel or leave us a comment and we'd be happy to respond to you guys. I hope this helped you guys a little bit more, and for our next episode, be ready to read with M and J. We'll see you next time on M and J Read. Bye!